I feel like because of the couch we should say, hey everyone, I'm Nate
and I'm Abby.
Here with Preggers and Popeye.
Hey.
And this is Popeye. We're the TheRcSaylors. What a throwback. We used to do that all the time in our videos. And today is a special kind of a day for our subscribers and probably anyone watching that's never seen our videos before, because we're going to do a top 5 boat video from our experience. We have tested literally hundreds of boats, and we are ending this official last boat week of the year with a bang. So anyone that wants to buy a boat over the next year or so should be able to use this video as a really strong starting point, or a direct where do I go to spend my hard-earned money and buy the best bang for my boat buck, best bang for my buck boat that exists. Wasn't ready for that one. It's all about the user experience. We're not necessarily looking for like the professional in mind. We're looking for someone that wants some guidance. And so if you buy a boat that goes 60 miles an hour on the water, boy, that's fun. And you're going to flip it. And if you don't bring a kayak or recovery boat of some kind with you, then that takes the fun out of it. So our main focus on this video is fun.
Except for number 5. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We went ahead and did a tie for 5th place. We picked 2 pro boats that we really just loved driving this year. The first one was the Impulse 32.
It's running pretty good. There it is. Oh, what a wreck. Wow. Oh, whoa!
And the other one was the UL915 Hydroplane.
Look at that blast. This thing is hugging the water very, very impressively. Wow, Abby, you're gonna like driving this. Look at that.
I'm a little scared to drive this. It's fast.
And the reason they both made the list, now that's a very strong thing to remember. They made the list, okay? They are number 5, but the reason they're number 5 is because they're both not self-righting. These things are insanely fast. You would think that the Impulse 32, the one you're watching now, would probably be self-righting based on its design, but it isn't.
Surprisingly.
It's a
hard to believe.
I agree. It's a high performance boat that is super fast on the water.
So fun.
But because of the extreme performance, it doesn't have the self-righting. Now
with the Hydroplane boat, the UL19, we never flipped it.
No, I flipped it once.
Oh.
It flew out of the air, but it didn't land upside down.
The air. So we didn't flip it. We never flipped it.
I'd say that's a flip. It just didn't stay flipped.
We didn't flip it.
Well, she has a point. It's very stable. It's very rock solid. When you are full throttle, as long as you're on a calm day, it is very hard to actually get it to come up and out of the water. That thing is a high performance hydroplane boat. It actually looks like, to me, a Blue Angel's jet on the water. That thing is sweet. So much fun. But 2 really great performance boats. Just know that if you purchase either one of these, they will be linked in the description box below, as are everything on this list, to make it easy for you to find, but it also does help to support our channel and our family if you purchase through those links. Number 5 though, a tie, and a really good one at that. Coming in at number 4, Abby.
First of all, hit the like button if you like these top 5 videos, and we'll do more if we get a lot of feedback from you guys. Number 4 is actually a return of kind of an old favorite of ours, and we really like it because it comes in at a great price, and there's actually a coupon at time of filming for this. It is the WLtoys WL915A.
On this 3S brushless RC boat. It's a mouthful, but this goes back years ago. It used to be red, and it has these pontoons. The interesting thing is this boat is self-righting. It is the one boat on this list that looks like it definitely shouldn't be self-righting that is. One of those pontoons has a hole on the back of it, and if this boat flips over, water fills up into that hole, making the boat just flip itself over. You don't have to use throttle or anything. So it almost can never be permanently stuck upside down unless it wrecks in lily pads or something like that. It's also pretty fast. It looks great on the water. It kicks up a decent little rooster tail, performs really well. Now they have a newer version in orange. And yeah, it's sold on Amazon for really good price, completely ready to run. That means it comes with a radio, a battery, and a charger. You don't have to worry about getting anything else for this boat. The one thing that makes it really stand out, other than the way it looks and it's self-righting, is the fact that the rudder is connected to what looks like an actual engine on the back of the boat. And it actually moves around like a full engine would. But that is the rudder attached to the boat. So it looks great, but it also functions as a real rudder. And it's really cool to see that whole outboard engine running, you know, steering left and right. So what a really cool boat. I'm so glad they brought it back. If you're just maybe looking to buy a boat, this is one of the best budget boats on this list. And it's very unique and it performs really well.
Let's see what Popeye's favorite toy of Boat Week is.
It is the Kong.
Number 3 on the list is the UDIRC UD005.
Watch this. This way. And I'm not going to do that too much because that's Abby's favorite bonus. But when you turn
left on this one,
look at that.
It looks like, oh my goodness, I keep missing that.
On a dime. Just on a dime. And it's, listen to the water when we come in. Watch. Just the water alone. Wow, this boat has
I think it was on our list last year.
That's probably been one of our favorites,
yes,
if it ever makes an appearance, because of the price and performance. I think that's a 3S boat, if I'm not mistaken. It's brushless, it's very fast and very powerful. It's a very good size. A lot of times you can buy boats around $100 to $150 and maybe they're about a foot long or less. This boat seems to double that in size or close to it. So it's really easy to see further away. It just performs really well. It screams, it has a good sound to it. And I think now not only does it come in white, but there's also a red version for like $2 more. Usually they don't charge more for different colors, but they must have less of the red and realize they can charge $2 more. The great thing about these boats too, guys, a lot of people will ask, and this is a good boat for this, can you drive them together? I can see very easily this one being a father-son race day kind of hobby to share. It comes in under $200, so a person could afford maybe Christmas time, birthday time, or just a nice weekend thing that's fun to do, buying 2 of these, buy a red one and a white one. Now you could literally drive hundreds of these together and they wouldn't interfere with each other. So you don't have to worry about, signals or channels or anything like you used to back in the day. But this is a very fast, high performance boat that does have self-righting. Again, it's completely ready to run. And the nice thing about the batteries is they are, I want to say like a generic type of battery. They're not proprietary. So you can buy any old $15 3S battery and it'll fit in there and work well. I highly recommend this UDIRC boat. It has been one of our favorites for I think at least a couple years now, and it remains to hold a place very high on the charts and in our hearts because it's just so much fun and it doesn't break the bank. Now, speaking of breaking the bank,
number 2 on our list is the Provo Sonicwake V2. This is a 36-inch brushless powerhouse of a boat.
Okay, here we go. Full throttle. Woo! I just got wet.
You got me wet.
This one is where you start really getting into high performance, head turning, towing a real boat with this because it's powerful enough. It is dual water cooled right out of the box, and generally when you get into boats this size, they cannot be self-righting because of their size. A lot of times you rely on the weight of the battery to flip the boat over and the torque of the motor. Well, this boat actually has a bladder, an empty cavity on the side of the boat, kind of like that little orange one, but this one is much more hidden. And if it flips over, all you have to do is wait a few seconds for water to pour into that, and it's going to slowly flip itself over. As you start driving, the water quickly comes out the back hole of that little bladder, and you're back to running super high-speed performance. I'm telling you guys, it is a game changer to have a boat of this size that has self-righting. Because it's a head turner, you can take it to the lake, standing at the dock, drive this on the shoreline, and it's probably going to flip over. But that's okay, because it's going to flip itself back over. Abby and I have been out recording videos before at lakes with Say the Blackjack, for example, the big giant Blackjack. It's bigger, it's cooler maybe, a little faster, but the thing is, we hit a wave, we hit a gust of wind, and it flips the boat over. If we don't have our recovery kayak or a really big, powerful recovery boat for something that size, RC boat, we're standing there on the dock saying, hey, fishermen, help, help. Kind of gives the wrong impression. They come in, they help us, and a lot of times because they help us, maybe we give them a t-shirt, or I've even given away cheap RC boat we had with us just because someone saved us hours of work and possibly losing, you know, multi-$100 RC boat. So this Sonicwake V2, you constantly have a light or set of lights letting you know how much juice is left in your boat. So before you run out of battery, you can bring that back and recover your boat and put in a fresh battery and keep the fun going. So the Sonicwake V2 is definitely our favorite high performance, kind of high-end boat of the year, which brings us to number one. What could it be? I'll bet a lot of people probably already know this if they watch us regularly.
Yes, the number one boat of 2022 is the Provo Recoil 2. It comes in two versions. Our favorite is the Shreddy, but Nate does like the black and gold version too, but it's the same boat.
I'm drooling. I've got to get it. It reminds me of like 007. I say that in our running videos. Guys, this boat comes in at a fraction of the cost of the Sonicwake V2. It's still really big. It's kind of like right there between the Sonicwake V2 and the UDIRC. I mean, that's right where it is on size and performance. It is very beginner friendly because it comes with a smart battery, a smart charger, and the radio and everything you need to run this out of the box, and it's self-righting. It's a very unique way of self-righting. Because of its size, they added some weight to the end of the motor, and it gets the centrifugal force going. You press and hold a button on that thing and it rocks itself over. Although, I will say the only time you or I or even your dad driving that boat has been able to flip it over is when I sit it in the water upside down. We are physically unable to get that boat to flip as hard as we try. And so because of its speed and lack of ability to flip over, which is fantastic, and just part availability, as I said, performance, technology, all packed in. It just looks so good. That is by far our favorite boat of the year. Down in the description box or a pinned comment where we'll have the link to the thing, to the boat, we will also have a link to our video of that boat. So if one of these caught your eye, caught your attention, then be sure to check out at least one of our videos on it before you buy it. And what a great list. I mean, that is awesome. Those are some amazing boats. There are some cheaper boats out there too that are okay, but I think we really hit the nail on the head. We've got a boat right around $100. We've got mid-tier, top tier, and everything in between. And a little something for everybody. And the way I look at boats usually is they're almost like crawlers in a way. They're way more fun to drive than watch alone on YouTube. They are fun to watch on YouTube, they really are, but they're even more fun to drive. So if you've never bought an RC boat, wherever your budget allows for it, you really can't go wrong with these. I promise you'll have a good time. Just make sure you keep clear of the lily pads, and maybe on your first time out, have a plan B. You know, maybe a kayak or a recovery RC boat. If you're interested in a recovery RC boat, you're not sure what that is, that's a great honorable mention. You do have a boat that flips out on the lake, you need a smaller, cheaper boat that's capable of grabbing onto that boat that flipped out on the lake to help push it back in. We'll have one of those linked in the description box below too. For the ability to get in front of the camera, have this time to share it with you and share these top 5 boats, I want to thank God. I also want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because without your support, we couldn't make this content as often and as fun as it is. We have a good time doing this, and it's a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your awesome RC Sailor stickers, and if you want to get some exclusive RC Sailor stickers, they'll be linked in the description box below, where you can sign up for Patreon and get some monthly stickers and know that you're supporting this family-friendly content here on YouTube. Well, we can't have a top list video without having our favorite boat video popping up at the end. So guys, if you want to check out what our favorite boat is for the entire year, we'll have that video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye!